Welcome back to Leo English Podcast. Hello, and thanks for listening today.
I'm Leo. Welcome, everyone. Let's begin today's English conversation.
And I'm Tina. We're here to help you learn natural conversational English. Our goal is to make English learning fun, easy, and practical.
Today, we have a really important topic. We're going to talk about jobs and the workplace in English. This is super useful because most of you will use English at work or in job interviews.
Exactly. Whether you're looking for a job, starting a new position, or already working, you need to know how to talk about your work in English. We'll teach you essential phrases, vocabulary, and natural conversations you can use every day.
And we'll share our own work experiences too. Some funny stories, some mistakes we made. It's going to be interesting.
So, if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell so you never miss our new videos.
All right, are you ready to learn?
Let's get started.
So, Tina, how are you today?
I'm a bit tired, actually. I had a really busy day at work yesterday. I had 3 meetings back to back, and then I had to finish a big report. I didn't leave the office until 7 in the evening.
Oh, wow, that's late. I hate when that happens.
Yeah, me too. But it's done now, so I feel relieved. How about you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I was pretty lazy, to be honest. On Saturday, I just stayed home and watched movies. But on Sunday, I met up with my friend Tom. We went to a coffee shop and talked for hours.
That sounds nice. What did you talk about?
Actually, we talked about work. He just started a new job last month, and he was telling me all about it. He's really excited, but also a little nervous.
Oh, I understand that feeling. Starting a new job is always exciting and scary at the same time.
Exactly. And you know what? While he was talking, I realized that talking about work in English can be tricky. There are so many specific words and phrases.
That's so true. And speaking of work, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. How to discuss your job and workplace in English.
Perfect timing. Let's teach our viewers everything they need to know.
So, Leo, let's start from the beginning. Let's say someone is looking for a job. What's the first step?
Well, first you need to look for job openings. You can search online on websites like LinkedIn or Indeed, or sometimes you can go directly to a company's website.
Right. And when you find a job opening that interests you, what do you do next?
You apply for the job. You send your resume and a cover letter. The resume shows your work experience, education, and skills. The cover letter is like a letter where you explain why you want the job.
Exactly. And let me tell you, writing a good cover letter is so important. When I was looking for my current job, I spent hours writing my cover letter. I rewrote it maybe 5 times.
Really? 5 times?
Yes, I wanted to make sure it was perfect. I wanted to make a good first impression.
That makes sense. So after you apply, what happens?
Well, if the company is interested in you, they will contact you. Usually they send an email or call you. Then they schedule an interview.
Ah, the interview. That's the scary part for many people.
I know. I get nervous before interviews too. But the key is to prepare. You should practice answering common interview questions.
Like what? What are some common questions?
Well, they always ask, tell me about yourself. That's probably the most common question. They also ask, why do you want this job, and what are your strengths and weaknesses?
Oh, the strengths and weaknesses question. I never know how to answer that one.
It's tricky. For strengths, you should mention skills that are relevant to the job. For example, if you're applying for a team position, you can say, I'm a good team player, or I work well with others.
And for weaknesses?
For weaknesses, you should be honest, but also show that you're working to improve. For example, you could say, I'm not very good at public speaking, but I'm taking a course to get better.
That's smart. So you show the problem and the solution.
Exactly. Okay, so let's say you did well in the interview and the company offers you the job. Congratulations. Now what?
Now you accept the offer. You tell them, yes, I accept the position. Then you usually sign a contract.
Right. The contract includes important information like your salary, your job title, and your responsibilities. Make sure you read it carefully before you sign.
Good advice. So now it's your first day at the new job. How do you feel?
Nervous. On my first day at my current job, I was so nervous. I wore my best clothes. I arrived 30 minutes early because I didn't want to be late.
30 minutes? That's very early.
I know, but I was worried about getting lost or having traffic problems. Anyway, when I arrived, I met my new boss and my new colleagues.
What does colleague mean?
Oh, good question. A colleague is a person you work with. It's another word for coworker. So my colleagues are the people in my office or in my team.
Got it. So what happened on your first day?
Well, my boss gave me a tour of the office. He showed me where everything was, the meeting rooms, the break room, the bathrooms. Then he introduced me to everyone.
That must have been overwhelming, meeting so many new people at once.
It was. I tried to remember everyone's names, but honestly, I forgot most of them by the end of the day.
That happens to me too. It takes me a few weeks to remember everyone's names.
Yeah, it's normal. So after the tour, my boss explained my job duties to me. Job duties are the tasks and responsibilities you have in your job.
What were your job duties?
Well, I'm a marketing coordinator, so my duties include creating social media posts, writing blog articles, organizing events, and working with the design team. There's a lot to do.
That sounds busy. Do you work alone or in a team?
I work in a team. I'm part of the marketing department. We have 5 people in our department. We work together on projects.
Nice. I like working in a team. It's more fun than working alone.
I agree. But working in a team also means you need to communicate well. You need to have meetings, share updates, and help each other.
Speaking of meetings, I know you mentioned you had 3 meetings yesterday. Do you have a lot of meetings?
Oh, yes. We have meetings all the time. We have team meetings every Monday morning. We also have project meetings when we're working on something big. And sometimes my boss schedules one-on-one meetings with me.
What's a one-on-one meeting?
It's a meeting with just you and your boss. It's a chance to discuss your work, your progress, and any problems you're having. It's actually very helpful.
I see. So in these meetings, what do you talk about?
Well, in team meetings, we usually discuss our current projects. We give updates on what we're working on. We might say, I'm working on the new website design, or I finished the report and sent it to the client.
And your boss listens to these updates?
Yes, and sometimes she gives us feedback. Feedback is when someone tells you what you did well and what you can improve. For example, she might say, great job on the presentation, but next time add more data.
That's useful, so you know what to do better next time.
Exactly. Feedback helps you grow and improve in your job. Now, Leo, what about you? Tell me about your work experience.
Well, I've had a few different jobs. My first job was in retail. I worked at a clothing store.
Oh, really? What did you do there?
I was a sales associate. My job was to help customers, organize the clothes, and work at the cash register. It was actually pretty fun, but I had to stand all day and my feet hurt.
I can imagine. Retail work is physically tiring. What were your working hours?
I worked part-time, so about 25 hours a week. My shifts were usually from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Sometimes I worked on weekends, too.
Did you have a uniform?
Yes, I had to wear black pants and a white shirt. Nothing too fancy, but I had to look neat and professional.
That makes sense. So after that job, what did you do?
After that, I got an office job. I'm an administrative assistant now. My work is very different from retail.
How is it different?
Well, I sit at a desk all day instead of standing. I work on a computer. I answer phone calls, schedule appointments, organize files, and help my boss with various tasks.
What does your typical workday look like?
Let me think. I usually arrive at the office at 9 a.m. First, I check my emails. I respond to urgent messages and make a list of tasks for the day.
That's a good system. What happens next?
Then, I usually have some phone calls to make. I might call clients to confirm appointments, or I might call suppliers to order office supplies. We always need more printer paper and pens.
Office supplies, yes. Those little things that you always run out of.
Exactly. After that, I work on whatever projects or tasks my boss gives me. It could be preparing documents for a meeting, creating a spreadsheet, or organizing files.
Do you take a lunch break?
Yes, I take 1 hour for lunch, usually from 12 to 1 p.m. Sometimes I bring lunch from home, sometimes I go to a restaurant nearby with my colleagues.
That's nice. Having lunch with colleagues is a good way to build relationships at work.
I agree. We chat, laugh, and get to know each other better. It makes work more enjoyable.
So after lunch, what do you do?
In the afternoon, I continue with my tasks. Sometimes I have to attend meetings. I take notes during the meetings so I remember what was discussed.
Taking notes is important. I do that too. What time do you finish work?
I finish at 5 p.m. I'm lucky because I have regular working hours. I don't usually work overtime.
Overtime means working extra hours beyond your normal schedule, right?
Yes, exactly. Some people work overtime a lot, but my job usually doesn't require it. When I finish at 5, I can go home and relax.
That's good. Work-life balance is important. You need time for yourself, your family, and your hobbies.
Absolutely. So, Tina, do you ever work from home, or do you always go to the office?
Good question. Since the pandemic, many companies now offer remote work or hybrid work. Remote work means you work from home all the time. Hybrid work means you work from home some days and go to the office on other days.
And what do you do?
I have a hybrid schedule. I work from home on Mondays and Fridays. I go to the office on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
Do you like working from home?
I love it. When I work from home, I save time because I don't have to commute. My commute to the office takes 45 minutes each way.
Wow, that's a long commute. So working from home saves you 90 minutes every day.
Exactly. Plus, I can work in comfortable clothes and I can have lunch in my own kitchen. It's very convenient.
Are there any disadvantages to working from home?
Well, sometimes I feel a bit isolated. I miss talking to my colleagues face to face. And sometimes it's hard to focus because there are distractions at home.
Like what?
Like my cat. She always wants attention when I'm trying to work. She walks on my keyboard, meows at me, and sits on my papers.
That's funny, but I guess it can be annoying when you're trying to concentrate.
It is. But overall, I think the benefits of working from home outweigh the disadvantages. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever had a bad day at work?
Oh, yes, definitely. I remember one time I made a big mistake. I was supposed to send an important document to a client, but I accidentally sent it to the wrong email address.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, I realized my mistake about an hour later. I immediately told my boss. He wasn't happy, but he appreciated that I was honest. We contacted the client, apologized, and sent the correct document.
That must have been stressful.
It was. I felt terrible. But my boss told me, everyone makes mistakes. The important thing is to learn from them. That made me feel a bit better.
That's a good boss. Some bosses get very angry when you make mistakes.
True. I'm lucky to have a supportive boss. What about you? Have you ever had a problem at work?
Oh, yes. One time I had a disagreement with a colleague. We were working on a project together, and we had very different ideas about how to do it.
What did you do?
At first, we both tried to convince each other that our idea was better, but we weren't getting anywhere. Finally, we decided to sit down and have a calm discussion. We listened to each other's perspectives and found a compromise.
What's a compromise?
A compromise is when both people give up something to reach an agreement. So we combined our ideas and created something that we both liked.
That's a mature way to handle the situation.
Thank you. I think good communication is key to solving problems at work. Speaking of problems, let's talk about difficult situations. What do you do if you don't understand a task your boss gives you?
That's a great question because it happens to me sometimes. If I don't understand, I ask for clarification. I might say, "Could you explain that again?" Or, "I'm not sure I understand. Could you give me an example?"
Perfect. It's always better to ask questions than to do something wrong because you didn't understand.
Exactly. What if you need help with a task? Is it okay to ask a colleague for help?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, asking for help shows that you're willing to learn. You could say, "Could you help me with this?" Or, "Do you have a moment to show me how to do this?"
Good phrases. Now, what about giving updates to your boss? How do you do that?
You can send an email or talk to them in person. You might say, "I wanted to update you on the project. I've completed the first part and I'm now working on the second part." Or, "The project is going well. I expect to finish it by Friday."
What if the project is not going well? What if you're behind schedule?
Then you need to be honest. You should tell your boss as soon as possible. You could say, "I'm having some difficulties with this project. I might need an extra few days to complete it." Or, "I've encountered some challenges. Could we discuss possible solutions?"
It's scary to tell your boss you're behind, but I guess it's better than missing a deadline without warning.
Absolutely. Most bosses appreciate honesty and communication. Now, let's talk about something more positive. Let's talk about getting a promotion or a raise.
Ooh, that's exciting. What's the difference between a promotion and a raise?
A promotion is when you move up to a higher position in the company. For example, you might go from being a sales associate to a sales manager. A raise is when you get an increase in your salary. You keep the same position but earn more money.
Got it. So how do you get a promotion or a raise?
Well, you need to work hard, do your job well, and show initiative. Initiative means doing things without being asked. For example, if you see a problem, you solve it. If you see an opportunity, you take it.
So you need to go beyond your basic job duties.
Yes, exactly. And when you feel you deserve a promotion or raise, you can schedule a meeting with your boss to discuss it. You should prepare examples of your accomplishments and contributions to the company.
That sounds nerve-wracking. Have you ever asked for a raise?
Yes, I did last year. I was nervous, but I prepared well. I made a list of all my achievements, I showed how I helped the company grow, and I researched the average salary for my position to make sure my request was reasonable.
What did your boss say?
She thanked me for my hard work and agreed to give me a raise. I was so happy.
Congratulations, that's great. Now let's talk about the opposite situation. What if you want to leave your job?
If you want to leave, you need to resign. You should give your boss a resignation letter. This is a formal letter where you state that you're leaving and you give your notice period.
What's a notice period?
It's the amount of time between when you tell your boss you're leaving and your last day of work. Usually it's 2 weeks, but sometimes it's 1 month. This gives the company time to find someone to replace you.
That makes sense. Is it okay to leave a job?
Of course. People leave jobs for many reasons. Maybe they found a better opportunity. Maybe they're moving to a different city. Maybe they want to change careers. It's normal.
When you leave, should you stay in touch with your former colleagues?
It's a good idea to maintain professional relationships. Your former colleagues might help you in the future. They might give you a reference or tell you about job opportunities. Networking is important in the professional world.
That's true. You never know when you might need help or when you might be able to help someone else.
Exactly. The workplace is all about relationships and communication. You know, Leo, while we were talking, we used many useful words and phrases about work. Let's go through some of the most important ones so our viewers can learn them better.
Great idea. Let's start.
First word, resume. A resume is a document that shows your education, work experience, and skills. You send your resume when you apply for a job. It's usually 1 or 2 pages.
In British English, they call it a CV, which stands for Curriculum Vitae, but in American English, we say resume.
Right. For example, I updated my resume before applying for the job. Or, make sure your resume has no spelling mistakes.
Another example, the company requested that I send my resume and cover letter.
What's your biggest tip for creating a good resume?
I think you should keep it clear and organized. Use bullet points and don't write long paragraphs. Make it easy for employers to read.
Excellent advice. Next word, interview. An interview is a formal meeting where an employer asks you questions to decide if you're right for the job. It can be in person, on the phone, or by video call.
Interviews can be stressful, but they're necessary. You need to make a good impression.
Yes. For example, I have an interview tomorrow, so I'm preparing my answers. Or, the interview went well. I think they liked me.
You can also say she interviewed 5 candidates before choosing one.
Have you ever had a really difficult interview?
Yes, once I had an interview where they asked me really challenging questions. I was sweating the whole time, but I got through it.
Next word, colleague. A colleague is a person you work with. It's a professional term for coworker.
So everyone in your office or department is your colleague?
Exactly. For example, my colleagues are very friendly and helpful. Or, I'm going to lunch with a colleague.
Another example, I have a colleague who speaks 3 languages.
It's similar to coworker, but colleague sounds a bit more formal. What's your relationship with your colleagues like?
I get along well with them. We help each other and sometimes socialize outside of work.
That's wonderful. Next word, salary. Salary is the money you earn from your job. It's usually paid monthly or every 2 weeks.
Salary is different from wage. Wage is usually an hourly rate.
Good distinction. For example, my salary is $50,000 per year. Or, she negotiated a higher salary before accepting the job.
You can also say he's not happy with his salary, so he's looking for a new job.
What do you think is more important, a high salary or enjoying your work?
That's tough. I think both are important, but if I had to choose, I'd say enjoying your work matters more. You spend so much time at work, so you should like what you do.
I agree. Next word, deadline. A deadline is the date or time by which you must complete something. If you miss a deadline, you're late.
Deadlines are important in the workplace. You need to finish your work on time.
For example, the deadline for this project is Friday. Or, I'm working late tonight because I have a deadline tomorrow.
Another example, can you extend the deadline? I need a few more days.
Do you ever miss deadlines?
I try not to, but sometimes it happens if something unexpected comes up. I always communicate with my boss if I think I might be late.
Good practice. Next word, shift. A shift is the period of time during which you work. Some people work day shifts, some work night shifts, and some work rotating shifts.
This word is common in jobs like hospitals, restaurants, retail stores, and factories.
For example, I work the morning shift from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., or she has to work a night shift this weekend.
You can also say, my shift starts at 2 p.m. today.
Have you ever worked night shifts?
No, never. I don't think I could. I need to sleep at night. I would be so tired.
Me too. I prefer day shifts. Next word, overtime. Overtime is extra time you work beyond your normal hours. Usually, you get paid extra for overtime.
Some jobs have a lot of overtime, especially during busy periods.
For example, I worked 3 hours of overtime yesterday. Or, do you get paid for overtime at your company?
You can also say, my boss asked if I could work overtime this week.
Do you like working overtime?
Not really. I prefer to finish on time and go home. But sometimes it's necessary, and the extra money is nice.
Next word, commute. Your commute is the journey from your home to your workplace and back. It can be by car, bus, train, bicycle, or walking.
Some people have long commutes, which can be tiring and time-consuming.
For example, my commute takes 45 minutes each way. Or, I listen to podcasts during my commute.
You can also say, she commutes by train every day.
How long is your commute?
About 20 minutes by car. It's not too bad. What about you?
As I mentioned, about 45 minutes. That's why I love working from home on some days. Next word, promotion. A promotion is when you move to a higher position in your company. It usually comes with more responsibilities and a higher salary.
Getting a promotion is a big achievement. It means the company recognizes your hard work.
For example, she got a promotion last month. She's now a manager. Or, I'm hoping for a promotion this year.
Another example, after 3 years in the company, he finally got his promotion.
What would you do if you got a promotion?
I would celebrate with my family and friends, and I'd work hard to prove I deserve the new position.
Excellent. Next word, resign. To resign means to officially tell your employer that you're leaving your job. You quit your job.
When you resign, you usually give a resignation letter and work your notice period.
For example, he resigned from his job because he found a better opportunity. Or, I'm thinking about resigning. I'm not happy here.
You can also say she resigned after 10 years with the company.
Have you ever resigned from a job?
Yes, when I left my retail job to start my office job, I gave 2 weeks' notice and said goodbye to everyone.
Next word, feedback. Feedback is information about how you're doing. Your boss or colleagues tell you what you're doing well and what you can improve.
Feedback helps you grow professionally. It's important to listen to feedback and learn from it.
For example, my boss gave me positive feedback on my presentation, or I received some constructive feedback about my writing.
You can also say, can you give me some feedback on this report?
How do you feel when you receive negative feedback?
At first, I feel a bit defensive, but then I try to see it as an opportunity to improve. Nobody's perfect, and we all have things to work on.
That's a healthy attitude. Last word, work-life balance. This phrase means having a good balance between your work and your personal life. You don't work too much, and you have time for family, friends, and hobbies.
Work-life balance is very important for your mental and physical health.
For example, this company promotes good work-life balance. Or, I'm looking for a job with better work-life balance.
You can also say, he has poor work-life balance. He works 12 hours every day.
What do you do to maintain work-life balance?
I try to leave work at work. When I go home, I don't check my work emails. I spend time with my family and do things I enjoy.
Perfect. Okay, let's quickly review all the vocabulary words we covered today. Resume, interview, colleague, salary, deadline, shift, overtime, commute, promotion, resign, feedback, and work-life balance. These are 12 essential words for talking about work in English.
Okay, Tina, that was a lot of talking about jobs in the workplace.
I know, we covered so much information today. But don't worry, let's think about what we learned and organize it in a simple way.
Great idea.
First, we learned about looking for a job. When you want a new job, you search for job openings and then you apply by sending your resume and cover letter. We use phrases like, I'm looking for a job, I applied for a position, and I sent my resume.
Then we talked about the interview process. If the company likes your application, they contact you and schedule an interview. In the interview, you answer questions like, tell me about yourself, and why do you want this job? Remember to prepare and practice your answers.
Then after that, we discussed starting a new job. On your first day, you meet your boss and colleagues, get a tour of the office, and learn about your job duties. You might feel nervous, but that's completely normal. Phrases to use include, nice to meet you, what are my responsibilities, and where can I find the break room?
Then we talked about daily work life. This includes your working hours, your tasks, attending meetings, communicating with colleagues, and taking lunch breaks. You might say things like, I'm working on a project, or I have a meeting at 3 p.m., or I'm taking my lunch break.
We also covered working from home versus working in the office. Many companies now offer remote work or hybrid work. Working from home can save commute time, but some people miss the social interaction of the office. You can say, I work from home 2 days a week, or I prefer going to the office.
Next, we discussed workplace problems and solutions. If you make a mistake, be honest and tell your boss. If you don't understand something, ask for clarification. If you need help, ask a colleague. Good communication is key. Use phrases like, I made a mistake and I'm sorry. Could you explain that again? Or, could you help me with this?
We also talked about career advancement. If you work hard and show initiative, you might get a promotion or a raise. When asking for a raise, prepare examples of your achievements. You can say, I'd like to discuss my salary, or I believe I deserve a promotion because of my contributions.
And finally, we discussed leaving a job. If you want to leave, you resign by giving a resignation letter and working your notice period. It's important to maintain professional relationships even after you leave. Say things like, I'm resigning from my position, or my last day will be 2 weeks from today.
So, as you can see, talking about work in English involves many different situations and many different phrases. But if you learn these basic patterns, you'll be able to communicate confidently in any workplace.
And remember, practice makes perfect. The more you use these phrases, the more natural they will feel.
Now, we want to hear from you. This is our favorite part of the video.
Yes, because we love learning about your experiences and your lives.
Our question of the day is, what is your current job or your dream job and why?
Great question. Okay, I'll answer first. My current job is administrative assistant, and I like it because it's stable and not too stressful. But my dream job would be to work in travel. Maybe a tour guide or someone who plans trips for people. I love traveling and learning about different cultures.
That's a wonderful dream job. I can see you doing that. As for me, my current job is marketing coordinator, and I actually really love it. It's creative, it's dynamic, and I get to work with interesting people. If I had to choose a dream job, I think I'd like to be a marketing director someday, where I can lead a team and make big strategic decisions.
See, we have different answers and different dreams, and that's okay. Everyone has their own path.
Exactly. So, viewers, we want to know about you. What is your job? What do you do every day? Or if you're a student, what job do you want to have in the future?
Please tell us in the comments. Write something like, I'm a teacher and I teach English to children, or I'm a student and I want to be a doctor, or my dream job is to work in technology.
You can write as much as you want. Tell us why you chose that job, tell us what you like about it, or tell us what you're studying to achieve your dream.
This really helps us understand what kind of videos to make for you, and it also helps you practice your English writing skills, so it's good for everyone.
We read all the comments, and we love seeing your answers, so please don't be shy. Share your story with us. Okay, we're almost at the end of today's lesson.
Thank you so much for watching and learning with us today.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. That little thumbs up button really helps our channel grow.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button and the little bell notification. That way you won't miss any of our future videos. We post new lessons every day.
You all are doing a great job learning English. We're so proud of you for taking the time to study and improve.
Remember, learning a language takes time and practice. Don't give up. Keep watching, keep practicing, and keep speaking. You will get better and better.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are how we learn. Every mistake is a step toward improvement.
We believe in you. You can do this.
All right, we'll see you in the next video.
Have a wonderful day, evening, and night wherever you are in the world.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.